Hi guys, I know it's been a long time, I apologize. I have several videos that I've needed to have done. I've just been very busy at work and when I get home I'm just baked. So I apologize for the lateness of this and the lateness of the other ones. I still have a couple more due. But I got another package from Resor shop today, and so I wanted to go ahead and do the Midori Traveler's Notebook / Resor shop review. And I'm including the Resor shop with the Midori Traveler's Notebook because the service has just been so fantastic that I really can't separate the two. It's just been really awesome, and I would not enjoy the notebook nearly as much if the service has not been so good. So I will link them for you down here in case you're not aware of them. If you know about Midori's, you know that there are about 3 places, I think, now in the U.S., maybe 4, that you can purchase Midori Traveler's notebooks and the accessories that go with them. Resor Shop is one of them, and their service is absolutely fantastic. So, but I got something else from the day, and I wanted to show you. I did not keep the first package long enough to show you the unboxing, and I should have because their stuff is gorgeous, but instant gratification for me sometimes is way too long, and so when I get things in the mail, and I was really anticipating the Traveler's Notebook, I was very excited about it, then I sit in the car and just, it looks like a crazy lady, and packages fly and paper flies and stuff, so it did not make it home. So I apologize, but I got something else from them today, and so I wanted to share with you a little bit. So this is how their things come wrapped. Isn't that gorgeous? It came in a larger envelope with one of those little ties that goes around the back that goes like a figure 8. I did not save that part because things that go through the post are just dirty. But this is how it came. This is one insert that I purchased. Everything came like this originally. It was tied with, it wasn't this red and white twine. It was regular like craft looking twine, but this is how their things come. Like butchers used to do nice meats back in the day. I can remember customer service when it was nice like that. For those of you who can't, I'm very sorry. It's very sad because customer service has gone by the wayside in a lot of ways. So I'm totally going to save that. Red and white twine. Anyway, so this is stuck. It comes stuck down. I don't know what they use, but it's very easy to undo. And all of the stuff comes wrapped exactly the same way. Exactly like butchers used to do it. I can remember it. And then this is actually a monthly insert. I'll open it really quickly and show you. I've been trying to use the Midori as my planner as well, but I've been really trying to decide what I really honestly use as a planner these days, and it's not much actually. So I ordered the monthly. It was the free month. Which doesn't mean the insert is free, it just means that there are not dates plugged in. So it's the regular ivory, which is actually pretty yellow looking Midori insert paper. Apparently you have a blank page. This you're not going to be able to see is a looks like a line page, or maybe that's just the lines behind it. It is. That says travel plan. Yeah, right, travel to work and back. And then it just has the month blocks that you can then block in, which is nice because you can start whenever you want. And I don't remember how many months it had. It's a whole year. It's actually more than 12, but you can fit a whole year in there. So then you have a world, looks like a time zone map. Oh, nice. And blank pages at the back. And there's like 10 blank pages in the back, which is nice for notes. That's super handy. And then the departure card that you get in the back of their inserts. And then it's just obviously the same kind of craft covers that you get. So for those of you living under a rock and don't know what a Midori Traveler's Notebook is, it's a leather notebook. This is I'll tell you what came from Resor Shop, what didn't, okay? The Midori itself did, the inserts did. This I have, it's a TWSBI 540. I had a Pilot Prayer on there, but the pin loop is a little bit large for it, and it was sliding in and out, and I was really afraid I was going to either lose the pin or drop it on something horrible like concrete and burst the plastic. So I put the TWSBI in here, and it fits much better. You can see there's some resistance, and you can see, I think, this move, yeah, when I move that pin up and down. So it provides some resistance. I'm not as scared that I'm going to lose my TWSBI. I do use fountain pens exclusively in this because the paper is good enough, which is so exciting. This is a Field Notes button that I got from Field Notes last time I ordered. It's just one of those little metal buttons. And I didn't have another bead or anything, but I actually really like that craft. I love Field Notes anyway, and their stuff is just funny. There's a 1-inch button. I just find that funny. So anyway, the elastic obviously comes off. It's hooked into the back cover. which I actually prefer that in the spine like other makers have done, but it's all good. This is the pin loop that they sell with it, either medium or large, I don't remember. I probably should have gotten a small one. And it just clips on your notebook onto the leather. This is one of the pockets that you can put inside, and I wanted to be able to put things in there without it falling out, so I didn't want it facing either up or down or out. If anything's going to fall out, I'd rather it fall into my notebook. And so I put that in there like that, and it just sticks to the leather. It sticks perfectly fine. You know, that's not going anywhere for a long time. It may eventually pop out, but it's not going anywhere for a long time. The leather is very thick, as you can see. I've already got a bunch of scratches and dings on it. That really doesn't bother me, but if it's disturbing to you, the leather is oiled, and if you just take some time, and with the oil from your hands and the oil in the leather, you can really smooth out the scratches. You can already see that that's better than it was. So you can really smooth that out. It just doesn't bother me because that gives the leather character, and you know, that's the way that it's made. So it doesn't look that bad for being in and out of my purse for the last couple of weeks. I've had it for, I don't know, about 2 weeks now or so. Okay, I'm going to show you what I have in it right now, and then with the understanding that one of the notebooks is going to come out so I can put this monthly thing in. The first one I have up is, there's an ink drop thing from Goulet Pens. Ink drop sticker, not thing. The craft cover. And this is one of the, there's one of the fish from Dr. Seuss. This is one of the grid inserts. And right now what I have in this is a bunch of quotes and things I want to remember, quotes, funny things that I like to carry around with me. So it's the grid paper. And all of the paper is a bit, all of it feels to me a bit different, but it's all very high quality paper. And as you can see, I'll show you the back of a page. So this is fountain pen ink. This is, I think it's a Roshizuku Tsukiyo, which is one of my favorites. And you can see the back. There is some show through. There is absolutely no bleed through. There's not very much show through. I'll show you that quote. That's kind of funny. No bleed through, some show through, but I've never minded show through at all. It's bleed through that I can't stand, but I don't mind show through at all. So fantastic paper. I don't know how many pages come in it, but I have one of those bands that you purchase separately and hook an extra notebook in. I have 4 notebooks in right now. This is an envelope. It's a really good size for being able to stick your letters in there. What I have right now is 4 notebooks, as you can see. And I did not have the bands to start with, so what I used was regular rubber bands. They work just as well. But I had suspected that these bands were a little bit thicker and therefore would hold up better. They are thicker. I don't know that they'll hold up any longer, any better. If you don't have them, you don't need to spend the money. If you can just come up with some regular rubber bands, they work just fine. They work the same. I would use the thicker, these are the thicker rubber bands, but they work exactly the same. So this one in the inside is the craft file. I'll show you that in a second. So hooked to the craft file is another notebook. Hooked to that notebook is another notebook. Hooked to the craft file here, and on one of the craft file itself is on one of the Midori bands. This notebook is on the back of that Midori band, and then hooked to this front notebook by one of the rubber bands. So there are 4 notebooks in a craft file. It's pretty fat, but I like chunky books. It does not bother me that some of the books alternately hang out here a little bit. You can see how it's hanging out a little bit. When you moosh it around a little bit, and yes, moosh is a word, they change a little bit. They'll tuck back in there. That doesn't bother me at all. I love nothing better than to see a book stuffed with all kinds of stuff and things hanging out. Like when people have really stuffed filofaxes and things. I really love the way that looks, so that does not bother me at all. I actually really like it. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Sorry. So, okay, so the first one is just that grid paper, and all I use that for is quotes and things I want to remember, things like that. Then the second insert is a little bit of a different color, but still that same craft paper cover. And they're not paper, it's actually pretty stiff cardboard. Not cardboard, cardstock, sorry. In here I just have a little envelope tape. It's a little glassine envelope, and I have it put in with washi tape, which does not, oddly enough, does not want to stick to the Midori paper. And it won't stick to the craft covers well either. I don't know if it's just the washi tape I got, or if all washi tape is like that. Can you see how it's coming out there? That is the weirdest thing. I don't know. But this is just to put some extra things in, should I choose to. This one is a blank notebook. Here you can see that's a fountain pen, Midori paper. Reform 1745 is the pen. The ink is Noodler's Navy, one of my favorites. On the back, zero bleed through, a little bit of show through. So equally well on everything. This was just me considering different planners, and it's just like a pro-con list. It's no big deal. But this ink is gel ink. Pilot lattes, as a matter of fact. And again, show through, no bleed through. All of the paper is just super high quality. So there's a blank insert. This I'm just using for notes. I'm using it as I would a brain dump space in my planner. And that's what I'm using that one for. So then we go to, oh, and I have to show you guys something. This is hooked in here for a reason. I'll have to show it to you. So this next is the craft card folder, and I absolutely love it. I really would not have been as happy with this if I didn't have that. So this is the, craft paper folder. Oh, this is the inside of the insert. Pictures of my kids, and then this is the craft folder. I'm sorry. So hooked to this with some Midori clips that I got from JetPens, these little flowers are just Midori clips that I got from JetPens, is my last Goulet invoice. And I don't really care if you see how much I spent at Goulet. I ordered a bunch of ink. But Drew at Goulet finally did me, I had requested thing 1 and thing 2 because somebody had gotten a Yink and I thought it was so funny. And he did thing 1 and thing 2, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So I want to frame it. That's in there to remind me to get a frame for it because it's so darn cute. I'm so happy. It was very sweet of them. So if by any chance you see this, thank you. I'm sure they don't watch my videos, but whatever. Let me stick it back in there because I don't want to lose it. Okay, so that is the back side of that blank paper insert. These are pictures of my kids when they were little. This is another one. It's just a glassine envelope stuck in. It's actually glued in the back. I used glue dots in the back of it, so it's actually stuck in really well. That's just a tarot card. It's just for ephemera and things that I want to hang on to. I'll make sure I don't have anybody's addresses that you really don't need to see. And I do. So let me take those out really quickly. That was just a picture of my kids. I'll have to stick it back on. This is the craft paper file, and you can see that's a note from Resor Shop right there. They've been very sweet to send handwritten. They put handwritten notes in my orders. It's been very sweet. So you can see that right here, this band is the major, that's the Midori band. So the Midori band has sort of a front and a back to it. So you can put 2 notebooks in on that band. If you want to put anything else in, you either need to poke more holes in your leather and put more elastic in it, or use rubber bands to attach them. So this red is a rubber band that I've attached the other notebook with, and I'll show you that in a second. So in here is just an assortment. There's a couple of letters that I'm wanting to send. These are some of the Midori stickers. It has the business card slots right here, and I just have, that's actually Resor Shop's business card. I have that stuck in there. And Kaboom Test Labs in Albuquerque. That's our comic book shop in Albuquerque. My friend Peggy sent these little owl stickies on a letter she sent me the other day, and I just have them in there. This is just an ephemera file, things that I need to do, or coupons, anything like that. There's thing 1 and thing 2. Just a little sticker. On the back I have another tarot card back and a couple more of those owl stickers that my friend Peggy sent because I thought they were cute. Cat in the Hat. This insert is my favorite insert, bar none. This is the thin paper insert, and this stuff is amazing. Very, very thin. You can hear that, I'm sure. But you can see that on the front and on the back, there is absolutely zero bleed through. I don't know if I can, yeah. Okay, here's a blank page that I've written solely in fountain pen ink, and with any kind of nib. I've used a Lamy 1.1. I've used a Lamy Medium, which is a darn wet nib. All kinds of ink. There's Private Reserve, De Atramentis, Sharpie pen, not Sharpie marker, Sharpie pen. That's not Waterman. Oroshizuku Shinkai. I've used Diamine. Nothing has bled through. Now I don't use wide nibs, and I don't have, big wide stub nibs. I'm trying to get to this page. But you can see there's zero bleed through. This stuff is wonderful. It is thin. It reminds me of that Tomoe River, or however you say that, paper from Japan that, people are getting now, that I also have some of. It's very similar to that. It's very silky, very smooth, and it might even be that. I don't know where they source it. It comes from Japan, so it may be that it's sourced from that company or that brand, that maker. Fantastic paper, and you get, because the pages are thinner, you're going to get more in the insert, more pages in the insert as well. The stuff is fantastic. In the future, I may not order either lined or graph. I may just order that because the paper's so fantastic. Then the next insert is one of the craft paper inserts. I love craft paper. And this is where I'm sticking things. So ephemera, this is the thing that came with the notebook itself. It tells you about it. And all I've done is fold over the part that was in Japanese. And another one of those glassine envelopes. I had a couple of fortunes that I stuck in there from fortune cookies. And it's just that craft paper. Now I have not written on this. I suspect that it won't take fountain ink as well, only because it's a little rough and it may feather. But I haven't tried it. I got it specifically for putting ephemera in. But anyway, that is that, and that is my Midori, and it is fantastic, and I love it, and I highly recommend that if you're going to get one, you get one from Resor. Their Resor shop, their service is fantastic. Their shipping is super, super fast. As a matter of fact, the first one I ordered it, I don't remember if it must have been like Friday evening. It shipped Sunday, or it was Saturday evening and it shipped Sunday. It was fast. And the second one didn't come as fast, the second order I placed, and so I thought, okay, well maybe something went wrong. I actually emailed them and said, if it didn't come out, that's fine. I'm just concerned that there might have been a problem with the order, because it didn't come as fast, but it was fast enough. I have no complaints, none, with their service. They were fantastic, and they're really sweet people, and every time they send, every time they send an order, there's a really lovely handwritten note. So there's one. I had one in today's too. I just don't know what I did with it. There's another one. So everyone has, and not just a handwritten note on just a, schlumpy piece of paper. They send one of their neat postcards with a handwritten note on it. And every time I've ordered from them, I've gotten one. So I presume it's just standard operating procedure, and how refreshing to have a company like that cares enough about their customers to do that. So anyway, there's a Midori. If you have any questions, holler at me. I absolutely love it. I use it every single day. Right now it's sort of a catch-all note-taking thing. I'm going to put that monthly insert. I had a weekly insert in it that was a free one as well, and so you filled in the dates for the weeks. And it had a monthly thing in the front that's a lot like the Moleskine, where it's not blocks for the month. So several months are on each page, and you just fill in the dates down the strip. Actually, I might have it right here to show you. It'd be easier than trying to explain it, because apparently I sound like an idiot. So anyway, so the month is up here, and you just fill in the dates down the side. Or actually, the dates are filled in, the numbers. Then you just put like what day that is. And then it was just a regular weekly insert. Days as columns, which is nice. So I don't know. I may continue to use it. We'll see. I just wasn't using it much. And so, you can see that I put 2 things on Monday and Tuesday, and then nothing the rest of the week. And what's really nice about this too is that these start on Monday. So it starts on Monday. Your weekends are a little bit smaller, but you still have plenty of space. And then there's note space down at the bottom, and all the space at the top, where in Filofax and other companies, they take that up with telling you how to use it, or 87 different languages or whatever. This has nice space at the top to put notes or whatever you need for the whole week, or to-dos or whatever. So it really is a nice insert. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wasn't using it, and I thought, perhaps the space is better taken up in the notebook by something that I'm actually going to use. So the same with the craft paper. As you can see, I'm not using it much, so that may come out too for something else. But the beauty of these is that they're so incredibly customizable, and the inserts are not, I don't think, prohibitively expensive for as much as you get in the insert. So, once you have the notebook, it's just a matter of figuring out the right insert system for you. So if you have any questions, holler at me. I highly recommend it. highly recommend Resor Shop to purchase your Midori at. And that's all I have to say about it. All right, see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.